Okay. Bring us in, man. Bring us in.
We are back.
We're back if you're on Facebook.
Yeah.
On YouTube, if you watch the last beer review while I adjust this camera here so that we can get Mr. Classic just a little more straight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do I need to sit up in the chair?
Nah, dude, you got it, man.
Okay.
We got it. We're good. For YouTubers, we're Three Crafty Bastards. I myself am B. Smith, accompanied by
Mr. Classic.
Mr. Classic for sure. And everybody on Facebook. Hi. The one person watching, our sole supporter. Good Lord. Share it with friends, share it with your mama's friends, share it with your mama's friends, and all that good stuff. So we're back. We just did a beer review on Blueberry Maple Stout. And if you didn't catch it on Facebook, you gave it, what was the rate?
I gave it a 4.3.
And I gave it a 5. This is a strong 5.
In my 4.3, I mean, I just where his 5 is like nothing can beat this 5. And I know that we've had one that I think is probably 1 and 2 with this one, but the last two we've had have been really good.
Right. I feel like this is better than what we had last week, though. This is, even if it's one step up, it's
slightly better.
But I was just amazed by the taste. I was wowed by it, even. And so, it's not very often that we have a Saugatuck beer on. I just had to give it that 5, man. It's delicious, man. I love everything about it. Speaking of beer, there's a huge story crafting in the beer world today. See what I did there? I like it. So if you follow like craft beers or breweries or anything that has to do, even if you don't follow, even if you're a Bud drinker or a Miller drinker or whatever, there's a huge thing going on right now where the larger conglomerates or companies are trying to buy out some of these smaller breweries. And it started a couple of years ago. I don't remember with which particular company it started, but it was like, man, Budweiser, Miller, Coors all started losing money due to the influx of breweries hitting the market.
Yep.
And you can go down to your local brewery, even on a Sunday, if you lived in a dry county like we did on Sundays, you could go to your brewery, get your growler filled, and it was all love.
Yep.
Right? Since then, we've decided to amend our alcohol laws here in Indiana, and now you can buy beer on Sundays between the hours of 12 and 7. 8? 12 and 8. And so that's kind of alleviated beer sales for the big three. However, the big three make shitty beers. If you grew up, and I say grew up, mid-20s, 30, early 30s like I did, drinking Miller, Coors, Bud, you started to look for something different.
Yeah. And
that's when we started to delve into craft beers. And as with anybody, I have friends that are responsible for kind of pushing me in that direction. I would like to think I'm responsible for pushing Mr. Classic in that direction, and trying new things and deciding what you like and you don't like and all the different kinds of beers and the methods of brewing and everything that goes along with it. However, there are some major names in the game that have kind of sold out to larger companies. And I'd like to talk about one real quick, New Belgium. So if you know New Belgium is responsible for Fat Tire, for the Hemperor, which I don't know if you've ever had that.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, that thing was stanky. It smelled stanky. It tasted stanky.
It did.
But they also do like the Voodoo Ranger. So my first craft beer experience was Ranger. Just Ranger, right? Imagine drinking liquid pine cones. That's what it tasted like to me. It was so bad. It was the first beer that I couldn't finish.
Ew.
Yeah, I passed it. I passed it to the homie, and I was like, I can't drink this. This is why you bought it. Here you go. Right? And since then, they've released like Voodoo Ranger, and they've kind of gotten into some other things. You can find New Belgium variety packs on your shelf right now. 1554. There's a black lager. There's a winter lager, all kinds of stuff, right? They're responsible for quite a bit of variety of beer. They have recently, though, And I need to mention they're based out of Colorado, Denver area, right? So just recently, they have just sold out to Lion Little World Beverages, which is owned by Japan's Kirin Holdings Company Limited, right? They are the third largest brewer to sell out this year, only eclipsed by Dogfish Head, who sold out to Sam Adams, which concerned me in the beginning. Sam Adams makes a really good beer, but why would they not want it on the Dogfish Head label? Because if you know anything about Dogfish Head, they're great for making themed beers, and they do IPAs like no other. 120-minute, I got stories, right? But I just had a 90-minute last night, honestly, and it's delicious. Even though I've had it before, I tasted it, and I'm like, man, this is so damn good.
Yeah.
Dogfish Head knows how to make a great beer. They know how to make a variety of great beers. And they sold out to Sam Adams. And then a lesser known and probably on the market for a shorter amount of time, Kona Brewing sold out to Anheuser-Busch, which doesn't surprise me. I'm going to go ahead and say it, and there might be people who don't like it, but Kona was marketing themselves on like the Hawaiian style passion fruit ale and this and that. And let me tell you, when I had that passion fruit ale, it tasted like shit. It was horrible.
They're pretty bland.
Yeah, there was nothing special about Kona. It does not surprise me. If you like Kona beer, I'm sorry, but it doesn't surprise me one bit that a shitty brewing company was sold to a shitty beer company.
They had a lot in common.
I feel like they parallel, because Kona sells to Anheuser-Busch, and it's like, Yeah. And then Dogfish Head sells to Sam Adams. Dogfish Head makes a great beer. Sam Adams does make a great beer.
They do.
I've never had a chocolate bock like I have from Sam Adams.
I didn't know they made that.
They did.
Okay.
So I just wanted to mention that, New Belgium sold. And aside from that, it's the fourth largest craft brewery in the U.S.
Chris.
And the 11th largest U.S. brewer overall, according to the Brewers Association. So this is a pretty big number, man. This is a pretty big deal, right? But here's what's up, dude? We're talking about craft beer right now, man. Rewind. He can't rewind because he's on Facebook. Go to YouTube and watch it later. But this is the biggest deal about about New Belgium selling out, is that this article states, and I've read this in numerous articles, that more than 300 employees are receiving over $100,000 in retirement money due to the sellout, and that Lion Little is awarding over $190 million to past and present employees due to the sale of this company. Which then raises the question, when I saw the $100,000 of retirement money going to more than 300 employees, I got to thinking, like, how big is New Belgium? It's a brewery based out of Denver, Colorado, right? Yeah, I love the IPAs. Him not so much. Drinking a stout tonight.
Yeah, that's a stout, Chris. That is a.
He should know that.
That is a blueberry.
As a connoisseur, he should know that that's a stout. Honestly,
he's an IPA guy. He's almost strictly IPA guy. Unless when we're doing beer games, he dumbs it down to the Coors Light Miller. Just like everyone else.
Yeah, because that shit gets expensive, and you get drunk quicker.
Yeah, we wouldn't last.
Yeah,
we wouldn't last with a
So, $100,000 of retirement money going to 300 plus employees. That's a huge deal for a small brewery out of Colorado, right? Which then raises the question. About New Belgium's integrity, right? Mm-hmm. And I really feel, and I hope this is true, fingers crossed, that they take care of their employees, that they consider their employees number one, and their beer and the quality of their beer number two, because without the employees, you will not be the 11th largest ranked beer distributor in the United States.
Too bad more companies don't have that mentality.
You're not wrong.
Because we all know, well, at least I know that at my job, if I don't perform properly or you know the way that they want me to, or I decide, hey, this ain't for me, I'll be replaced within minutes. So
Right.
to work at a place where you're more of a priority than your product, like I get pushed and rushed to do a quality job, like I'm literally in quality, and they want me to do a very good job. But yet there's, hey, when can we get that? We need that right now, or we're gonna shut down. You got people that'll come and just watch you work just to make sure you're working. It gets
Right.
bad. I just want to lash out and curse everybody out. But you know, if I decide, hey, you know, I'm out of here, I'll be replaced within minutes.
Now here's the interesting thing, and we haven't covered it, and maybe we haven't looked at it from this aspect. But if a large let's say for example, uh, let's take the Anheuser Busch Kona pairing, right? So Anheuser Busch buys Kona Brewing. They have all the rights to their recipes to make beer. Anheuser Busch puts their own little spin on it, bottles it under a Budweiser Select Super Duper Smack You on the Pooper name, right? And everyone and Kona is forgotten,
Yeah.
right? So the flip side to that is why are they dishing out so much cash to their employees or and former employees? They obviously own the rights to all recipes New Belgium. Are they going to phase New Belgium out and bring their own beer company in and sell it on a larger national scale?
Well, you said that the company, the little lion company, you said was Japanese based.
It is Japanese.
So what I'd like to see, even when I travel internationally, is to see more craft beers internationally.
Right.
So we don't know if that may or may not be their plan, but where I've traveled internationally, we have not seen the influx of craft beer in the United States that we had outside the country.
Right.
So maybe that hopefully might be the trend. Possibilities? I don't know.
I've been to Japan and I've tried what I thought Japan had readily available for me, because in Japan you can put some money in a vending machine and you can get beer out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome. So they offered three different kinds of beers. Asahi, I believe, was the name of the company. And they offered three different drinks. One was like a private select, let's say, which kind of tasted like a bourbon barrel aged, and then the other one was pretty basic. I know that when I was in Japan, I did a beer review on the beers that I had there from the hotel room, which was about this size, and I'll have to see if I can find it. I'll put it on Three Crafty Bastards page. But they really didn't offer too much as far as craft beer went.
Yeah. When I was in Vietnam, the top beer there was Tiger beer, which is a lager.
Right.
That actually was pretty darn good. However, I mean, when you can add different flavors, like I'm pretty sure they had nothing darker than a lager when I was in Vietnam. Same thing when I was in the Dominican.
Right.
The Dominican should be a rich resource for making craft beers when you have access to the fresh fruit,
especially
the cocoa beans,
sugar
cane.
Yeah.
They say everything's fresh there, so you can just go pick it. You know, get your little farm, pick it, brew it, and it's fresh.
Right.
So I don't see why they're not doing that.
Or maybe they're just doing it bigger because of the rum. Maybe they're like,
maybe they don't need it.
Wait, why are you thinking beer when you could be thinking rum?
Yeah, but there's a lot of international travelers. A lot of international travelers like to have their beers. Like when we went to the bars there, me being from our group, I'm like, yeah, what do they got as far as lagers, ales, or it was Coors Light, whatever it was. All the beer was nasty.
Right.
Well, for me, but I had to drink almost all liquor, basically rum when I was, which wasn't bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you act like that's a bad thing.
Well, I mean, you want to mix it up sometimes.
So, that's a huge story as far as beer goes, and thinking of beer, thinking of the holidays, thinking of like seasonal things. Are there any kind of beers that you're looking forward to having this holiday? Any kind of special beers that you're gonna have on like Thanksgiving or Christmas or something that you want to pick up?
No, man. I think we're drinking it tonight.
It's good. I know. At least for me, I got to get my hands on some Neapolitan milk stout. I at least have to do that. And funny thing, Hop Slam, which I know you're not going to be a huge fan of, but Hop Slam is starting to be brewed in Michigan via Bell's. So Bell's will have Hop Slam coming out. I believe it's like maybe end of January, into February. If you're lucky, you might be able to catch some at the beginning of March, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have some. We're gonna do it. Speaking of holidays,
Holidays coming up. We got Thanksgiving, but not only is Thanksgiving coming up, which I'll touch on that in a second, but Black Friday. I was just reminiscing the other day about Black Friday when Black Friday was actually at midnight,
right?
and people would camp out for hours or during the day before Black Friday. So now I'm online. I do a little bit more online shopping now, and you can get Black Friday prices if I'm correct. If I read it correctly, I think you can get them. You can finish that tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, some of the as far as I've seen, some of the companies are adding Black Friday deals now. Yep. I know that I was looking for something specifically from Guitar Center, and they are offering Black Friday deals starting yesterday.
Sweetwater, I think the same thing.
Yeah, Walmart. I got an email saying that. Excuse me. Damn, that's a good beer.
That might be tomorrow.
Even coming back up, it doesn't taste horrible. No, but Walmart has already released the pre-Black Friday ad for like deals online that they're having. I think Target is another one.
Which I was peeking through today.
Were you?
Yes. For anyone who knows the shopping that I do, and I did this unnecessarily, but for 3 out of the last 4 years, I was upgrading my TVs.
Right.
TV or TVs. So I got this 55-inch TV about 4 years ago. Works like a charm, like it works perfectly. And then they started coming out with the smart TVs. So the next year, I got a 49-inch smart TV, 4K.
Nice.
And I think that was like $250.
Right.
Great price for a 49-inch smart 4K TV.
Sure.
Has all your apps and stuff on there, the Roku, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, I've got a 2-bedroom place. I can put one downstairs and one in this bedroom, one in this bedroom. So the next year, which was the year before last, I think I read the ads wrong. Usually, like, they start at 6 p.m. Thursday, like basically right after Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
Right before football starts or whenever. Not, what I meant. So I read it wrong. It said 6 a.m.
So you had already.
So I go in, hey, where's this TV at? We sold that out like 12 hours ago. I'm like, what do you mean?
You're right.
I was ready to tear the store in half because I wanted it so bad.
Which I believe you could do. I mean, okay, so here's the thing about Black Friday deals, at least for myself, is that I don't mind doing some Black Friday shopping. I've been on both ends of the spectrum, quite honestly. I've been, a buddy of mine wanted to get a television, then he ended up buying like a television, a refrigerator, something else. Yeah, H.H. Gregg.
Wow.
Now, this particular year, I had no freaking reason to be there. I had no Black Friday money. I had no Black Friday purpose. I was just there supporting him in his Black Friday ordeal because I knew afterwards we were going to go get breakfast. I had money and ambition for that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Plus, I mean, you're young, so like, fuck it, man. Yeah, it's a great story to tell, which is why I'm telling you guys now, right? So we waited outside of H.H. Gregg in the drizzle. Not rain, not freezing, it's a combination of both. That's what drizzle is. It was horrible. It was cold. The rain was freezing. I was layered where I'm there with him and his girlfriend and I think one of his other friends. And I'm like, man, this is fucking horrible. Why am I standing outside of H.H. Gregg at 4:30 in the morning and I'm not buying shit? I mean, it's camaraderie.
Could have at least been sitting in the car waiting on him.
No, we were in it. We are a team. We're a unit, man. And you know what? I enjoy being that kind of friend But fuck being out in the drizzle at 4:30 in the morning. It was ridiculous.
Yep.
And you know what I walked away with? A $20 handheld video camera that probably has, I don't know, 8 megapixel resolution. Like it's shitty. I think I used it like one day and I was like, oh, this is so cool. This isn't really cool. I'm just gonna put it back, and,
Yep.
and I haven't looked at it since.
Yep.
It takes AAA batteries. That's
Nice.
what kind of video camera I got.
It's awful.
Because I did not want to walk away empty-handed. Fuck this. I'll wait. I'm getting something. What Black Friday shit can I afford at that point in my life?
Yep.
This video camera, give it to me.
Yep. See, my first one that I really did, it was again after all the getting up early in the morning and waiting for it. I waited from 4:30 to about 6 o'clock at Target to get that first TV. It was freezing outside. It was windy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't drizzly. It was just freezing and windy. And I got the last voucher ticket for that TV I went in for. So that was a big win for me. Last year, I did. Target opened up at 6 a.m. again. Not Target. Meijer opened up at 6 a.m. again. That's where I got that. It's a 55-inch 4K smart TV. It was $200.
See, that's dope, man.
So, but you get to wait inside.
Nice.
Although they tried to make us suffer by putting it in dairy. But waiting in dairy is a pleasant compared to waiting outside when it's 20 degrees, windy, drizzly, and nasty outside. I'll freeze my buns off on some butter in a heartbeat. Or over in the milk section, didn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, so I love the misdirection, first of all, because I have been a part of that. Walmart, 2, maybe 3 years ago, I ended up getting like this entertainment center / space heater fireplace. It looked really classy. I was super stoked to get it. Got it for like $140. Yeah, I was excited because I was like, man, $180. I'm not paying that. $140. Yeah, like it was a huge deal. But it honestly was a great buy for me. I wish it still worked the way that it was supposed to, but there's cheese on and shit, so that's a whole nother fucking story. But beautiful piece of furniture, man. I was proud because I go to Walmart right after dinner on Thanksgiving, which was actually the last dinner that we spent at my grandma's house because the following year she had moved and then the year after she had passed. So it was like the last dinner that we went to at my grandma's house, and they're like, well, what's everybody doing? My sister's like, you should go here, you should go here. And I'm like, no, I want this. I'm going to Walmart. I get the call. I head to Walmart on Maysville. I walk up on this couple, which I can only imagine, right? And I'm like, hey, I see you have 2 of those. Are you buying them both? And they're like, no, we're just using this one to sit on. And I was like, can I have it, please? Now we're talking about a box that was like yay tall, about yay wide, and weighed maybe 170 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I drug that fucker through Walmart
Wow.
like this. Black Friday, I'm like, excuse me, drug it to the register that I needed to be at, and then I sat on it, right? And that was probably like my most memorable Black Friday victory because I wanted it so bad.
I'm going to tell you about my very first Black Friday. It was actually, I worked at Walmart.
Ooh.
I worked at Walmart. And actually, I did 2 of them. The first one I did was complete and utter chaos. This is back when they were stomping people for toys. For the Tickle Me Elmos and whatnot. So, as soon as you let the people in, it's a madhouse. It's basically move or you're going to get hurt.
Right.
So I stood to the side, just watched all the mayhem. And that was a disaster. So the next year, I'm still at Walmart. The next year, what they did was they put a bunch of the items were wrapped up in plastic on skids, set in strategic areas around the edges of the walkways of the store. And certain people were responsible for opening those skids.
Right.
And it was supposed to happen at midnight. So at midnight, Actually, not even at midnight. At 11:52 to be exact. I'll check my watch. I heard shoo. Somebody took a blade and opened one up. Then it just sound like a domino. Shoot, 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 shoot. And this was before midnight. And they're who's called? I mean, there's a bunch of just chaos and yelling on the radio, and
Right.
that was funny. So that was my between my first experiences in retail, awful at one of the worst places ever for a Black Friday. It was awful. But as an adult, going to Target at 4:00 in the afternoon for that first TV, that was still pretty fun. But now look where we're at.
Right.
You can do Black Friday shopping the week before online at home, have it delivered to your house.
Okay. So if we can just, because as he's talking, I'm listening. I really am. But honestly, I'm looking up like current Black Friday ads. Are you ready for this? Here we go.
Sure. There is an app.
That's what it's called.
It's
blackfriday.com.
But there's an app that actually does it almost the same thing for your phone.
Right.
They'll have where you can flick through which products you're looking for. You can actually circle them and round them up on this app.
Nice.
I forgot the name of it,
So
I have to go look for it.
If you guys can't see this, check this out, man. Like, right here, because this is where your camera's at, and then we get in focus. Please get in focus.
Try to move it closer to the thing.
Oh, did we get closer? Here we go. Check this out. Almost.
Either way, I think.
Yeah, this is insane. This is blackfriday.com. So check this out, man. Like, they're looking at my butt over here, so maybe I'll share this over on YouTube.
Close up, Mr. B. Smith.
Yeah. Blackfriday.com, man. So Best Buy, Target, Macy's, Home Shopping Network, Half Price Books, which I thought was like a local company.
It is.
Cabela's, Aeropostale, Mattress Firm Black Friday sale, Amazon, of course.
Yep.
Joann Fabrics, Groupon, Five Below, Dunham Sports, Dick's, Bass Pro Shops, Lowe's, Michaels, Fred Meyer.
So that's all
Sears,
the Black Friday ads?
All of these companies already have Black Friday ads. We are a week away from Thanksgiving.
Yep. And
they're already online.
Well, in our fans, after dinner, just so we're not all sitting around continually letting the food fall to the bottom of our bellies or whatever. I mean, we like to try to get up and move around. So we, as a group, will go Black Friday shopping like around 6 or 7 o'clock. We'll be out till 8, 9, 10. We're getting stuff either for the kids or for each other or for ourselves, and we kind of make an evening out of it.
Oh, this is even worse. Holy shit! Maybe I didn't look down. Here's an actual list.
That's what I was going to say. It's probably
there's an actual list, right? And in case you were wondering, the Black Friday countdown is 7 days, 3 hours, 30 minutes, and 0 seconds.
Yep.
So why is I understand, but why is Black Friday such a huge deal?
Can you imagine how much money's made on that day?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think they're just spreading it out. They're making it more convenient. So you're not... Remember, I mean, people were getting killed.
Right.
There were fights. There were brawls over Black Friday shopping.
And I think in order to alleviate that, you have to spread it out.
You got to do something different.
Yeah, you have to offer deals to, per se, protect the consumer, because there are people out here that will stab you over a television.
Oh,
unfortunately,
that's why I never wore Jordans growing up as a kid. Back when we were growing up, dude, people were getting killed over Jordans.
Right.
I was like, Mom, I don't want a pair.
So, boy, what's wrong with you?
I want to live.
Yeah. So that's insane, man. I cannot believe that all these companies already have Black Friday ad out, and now.
Yep, I'm excited because I'll be looking right through there.
Yeah, I.
But does that say when it starts on? Can you order on? You should be able to order some stuff online. I know Walmart. If I'm correct, Walmart ad starts tomorrow.
So, the Target one,
because it's not just Friday. The stuff you can order online, like I've ordered.
The Target one is a 54-page ad online.
Yep,
that's insane. Also, how cool is this tablet that we can look that shit up?
Right.
Yeah. I like
So
this thing.
I do probably Friday. Like we do the bulk of our shopping Thursday after dinner.
Right.
I'm probably gonna do a lot of my shopping Friday. Like I'm gonna pop up to Sweetwater.
Yes, and actually, I've been looking at Black Friday deals for Guitar Center, admittedly. So I'm trying to get some new things. I'm trying to mic my drums amongst other
I'm just
endeavors,
trying to round up some pennies, man, so we can take our stuff to the next level.
which we're gonna do. I am wholeheartedly a believer that we are gonna do that.
That's gonna be fun.
So, aside from Black Friday shopping, do you have any other Thanksgiving traditions? I guess.
No. Um.
Let's talk food. Let's talk turkey.
That's not that exciting.
Turkey?
Ours is basic.
What?
Our food is basically basic.
Yeah, but what about the tradition?
It's just being with people you care about.
Certainly.
So that's the tradition.
Right.
But what my tradition is different this year. Because
which is what I was trying to segue to, honestly, guys. I mean, I
But
totally.
But you said
I set him up with the assist, and he's like, I might alley oop that, I might dunk it. I don't know. Is the ball hot?
But you know, I'm with somebody this year. And,
Certainly.
And she and her family, her daughters have their traditions that I'm understanding, and you know that's where, you know, I got my friends and my family that I've been with the last 5-6 years, if not, just kind of sort of more, but the last 5-6 years, and she's probably got hers. She's had her oldest is 19, and
so
how do you?
Yeah, which is a legitimate question. How do you mesh together traditions for both he and she, or basically, like, how do you mesh together relationship traditions? I know, for example, we were talking kind of off camera earlier. Like, my tradition is all jacked up this year, and I'm not really with it. Like, I was actually having a hard time dealing with it for a little bit because my sister's heading one way, my parents are heading another way. My brother is coming from the West Coast. My parents are going to meet him. Nobody said anything to us, and I was like, "Ooh." I mean, what did y'all just assume? Like, we're just all right? Yeah. Like, we'll be cool without all of that?
Maybe all right.
Because I'm used to going over to my parents' house, watching football, snacking on our hors d'oeuvres, or, you know, sausage, cheese, all that shit, to the point that I'm almost full, and then dinner coming out, and then really just kind of going ham on that whole situation, right? And then, of course, there's the fellowship with your family and friends and everything, you know, your loved one or whatever. And so this year I'm like, babe, what maybe we'll go to your parents' house. And she's like, we don't really need to. And I'm like, well, what do we do? Like, now I'm at a loss because the tradition is all is gone, you know? And you have to understand, man, like, I'm not upset about it. Like, things change. People grow together, and then they grow apart, and then they grow back together, you know, as with anything. And I'm not necessarily saying that is my family or whatever, but it just so happens that this year everybody is heading in the opposite direction for the holiday.
Yeah.
And it was just like, man, well, that's not how we normally do things.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like you were kind of in the same situation as well.
Well, and I was just going to say, me and Charmaine were watching, it's a show on the Oprah Winfrey Network called Black Love.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
But they had these, basically they're celebrity couples, and they talk about the different things that they go through as a married